Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kurojiri, your resident tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, bringing you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. Now, this week it looks like it's going to be finally a week of rest and recuperation that we as players have been waiting on for quite some time. No collabs, no brand new models, well, in a manner of speaking. No new models, no really big new skills to join, no really big events to keep an eye on. It's going to be a very nice and relaxing week, essentially a filler week, to coin a phrase here, that we can expect with this coming week from Meta S and Meta Survivor, with lots of rerun stuff or even refresh stuff as far as those games are concerned, but still a lot of very exciting pieces of news all the same for what is officially hitting the scene this week. And of course, I do have that special announcement once again at the end of this week's episode, so do make sure you stay up to date and follow until the very end in order to see it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into what was officially announced for this week, starting with the gacha banners and who to expect. Now, we're going to be going back to the days of Medarot DS. In 2010 this time around, we celebrate 15 years since the game's launch for its special anniversary. That being said, the final two models that have not been introduced in Medarot S are finally getting their chance in the spotlight. The first of which is UNI-02 Legend Horn, with a kit of hammer, double stat cleanse, multi-legs, and the leg ability of breakneck. And then we also have the very last angel type that has not been introduced in S yet. That is ANG-02 Restore Angel, with a kit of double all repair, basic repair, flight legs, and Aja. Now, this honestly marks a momentous occasion for a couple of reasons. The first of which, like I said, is the fact that we now have every model that was present in Medarot DS now finally available in Medarot S, which is very nice to have all the same, especially with access to a lot of very solid parts that are going to be added to the permanent pool, which I will be getting to in just a minute. But this also marks the complete and total series completion of the A and G lines. The only one we're missing, of course, is Restore Angel, the twin of Revive Angel that has already been in game for a pretty hot minute now. However, it is also worth noting that there are no boosted rates this week. Most likely they will bring up a couple of banners that are going live, just to kind of coincide with the event as well. But these two are the two big ones, and they are also being added to the permanent pool. This means that there is not really any high priority toward pushing for one or even both of them, because there will be a chance going forward that you will have a chance to collect them in any other banner you pull from. Now, as far as Medarot DS is concerned, though, there is another big piece of news going live, and that is, of course, with the main Beetle-type mascots from that game, Gunnose and Sanjuro. Which, to explain the kits, Gunnose KBT-10 is Napalm, Power Missile, Mega Gatling, Biped Leg, Power Rifle, Mega Gatling, Biped Legs, and Abscond. Abscond, I'm sorry, Assail. And KWG-10 Sanjuro is Commander, Charge Blade, Thunder, Biped Legs, and Dead or Alive. They both also did receive the TP treatment at one point, just a pretty hot minute ago, so just some extra stats there. But it is also worth noting that they were announced to be getting all stat boosts going forward once this week's patch does drop. So one of the big problems with Gunnose and Sanjuro was the fact that they did kind of fall off pretty hard, and even with their tune-up bonuses really didn't bring up too high back up the scale, and kind of fell off. But this new all-stat boost upgrade that they will be getting here sometime soon will be very, very nice going forward to kind of help keep them up to date with the more recent competitive meta, or even just kind of make them just a little bit easier for those rookies that caught them early on. Like I said, no boosted rates this week, so it's essentially these two plus whoever else they decide to drop to celebrate the 15th anniversary of Medarot DS. Now, for Fierce Battles, it's going to be another repeat week that we saw back in February, actually, pretty much one-to-one here, as you see, it's a Variety Ladies week, minus, of course, Charge Seeds. But with that being said, on this top row, we're starting off with FLW01 Charged Seeds with Beam, Double Heater Plant, Multi-Legs, and Extra Magazine. On the next one, we have BPP0 Vorpal Rabbit with Triple Anti-Air, Biped Legs, and Bullet Rain, and HKG0 Hawk Decker with Triple Wave, Flight Legs, and Excel. On the bottom row is FEI01 Flapper Kung Fu with Guard Boost, Double Brake Hammer, Biped Legs, and Rumbling. FSL0 Fancy Roll with Virus, Hammer, Napalm, Flight Legs, and Mascot. Then RBT-05F Tempt Bunny with Beam, Count Repair, Shoot Trap, Wield Legs, and Charm. So pretty much like it was then too, this week it is going to be a variety ladies week primarily with a lot of very solid parts to be had and collected. Charge Seeds honestly is just gonna be there just because you can collect him. There's really no rhyme or reason why else you'd want to cap him up, because unfortunately he really is not all that great with what he brings across the board. But Vorpal Rabbit for anti-air, Hawkdacker for wave, and pretty solid flight legs and a good ability. Flapper Kung Fu for guard boost and your heavy punish with Break Hammer, Fancy Roll for your all-around interrupt type flight fighter, and of course Tempt Bunny for your all-around auxiliary support between Count Repair and Shoot Trap. So it is going to be a very nice week all the same, but I do have to give MVP of the week to Vorpal Rabbit, primarily for the reason that anti-air, even if it doesn't do a lot initially, if you are able to capitalize on it by introducing someone with Tornado on the team, then you can really start cooking with that times 7 or even times 7.25 damage that they bring to the table. Everyone else has skills that are just as viable at some point or another, either in a niche or on a very generalized scale, so it's worth farming all of them all the same. And yes, this does also include Charge Seeds, because even for what he does bring to the table, Heater Plant is still very solid for keeping that passive heating stat and boost, especially in early levels where you're just coming out and your heating and your overall specs really aren't as high as they could be. Now, we are also getting 2 brand new Super Invasions that are featuring Legend Horn and Restore Angel, so no real telling what the rules on those two are going to be, but I do expect they probably won't be anything super difficult, especially since Stat Cleanse as a buff can be kind of relatively easily curbed and circumvented, and Restore Angel having a very solid all-around healing skill means you're going to have to kind of be careful how you go about that, because they're probably going to be building her support teams to be very forwardly aggressive where she stays on the back end. But I will be updating the Super Invasion guide as well with these when they do drop, so do make sure you stay tuned on that as well when it does go live to stay up to date and how to combat both of these incoming Super Invasions. Now, as far as events are concerned, it is, like I said, going to be a rerun week, so it's not going to be really anything overly impressive or worth farming for if you are a seasoned vet of at least 1 to 2 years, but the rewards are still all the same worth going into to farm at least once. This time around, to celebrate the rerun event for Medarot DS, we have the opportunity to re-earn the Time Medal, which is a Guard Nature medal with a mastery in melee, shooting, and support, and leg masteries in biped, tank, and flight. We can also re-earn CHA-01 Saisho Gunshi with field control, mobile boost, guard boost, float legs, and extra magazine, and of course monthly gacha tickets for the month of May, and so on. So like I said, it is going to be a relatively easy week as far as content is concerned, especially given that Legend Horn and Restore Angel are joining the permanent pool, so not a whole lot of real priority as far as who to really push for, but the event itself is score attack, which means pure sets will be encouraged. Go in and farm the highest level for those bonuses to kind of work your way up several tiers of rewards and reward rarities to kind of cap your way up to the top. But like I said, I do highly expect it is going to be a relatively easy week going forward, so do make sure you at least pay attention to in-game news on who's going to give you the best bonuses for that event, and just essentially farm it in your free time through the course of this coming week. One final note as far as Medarot S is concerned, we are getting a brand new daily dungeon that is also going live here in this coming update. This event is geared specifically toward earning TP wrenches, which up to this point has been kind of a pain in the neck to farm for, especially since tune-up for qualifying bots is kind of a slog and a very long time investment. This dungeon, to be able to farm extra wrenches for that, or even farm extra resources or points, is going to be very much so worth the effort, even if you can only do it once per day. So, looking forward to seeing when that drops as well. And I will be updating any incoming guides when that does go live, just to kind of see how it behaves. Now, as far as Meta Survivor is concerned, though, it is going to be relatively quiet on that run as well. The Roll Beauty and Matro Noir event will also be kicking around one more week with refreshed rewards and reset tiers, much like it does in previous 2-week events as far as the game is concerned. Matro Noir was for this week in particular, but this coming week will be changing gears toward Roll Beauty. So do make sure you keep in tune for that starting tomorrow, actually. Updates for Survivor go on Wednesdays, not Thursdays, but definitely will be keeping in mind for that when those were live. The other really big thing as a quality of life update coming to Meta Survivor is, of course, a change to the game speed update. Originally, with the monthly subscription pass, you are able to access a ×2 speed bonus to kind of breeze through the levels as you go. But they will be adding a new ×1.5 button there going forward, so to make things just a little bit easier and not as tedious when you are planning to farm and play the game in your casual time. Now, as far as the community is concerned, though, stepping away from game stuff, we are still always looking for translators to assist us with any current projects or endeavors. Right now, with the big push being toward Medarot 4, we are looking towards coders, cleaners, and translators to assist us with any current endeavors like that. So if you are knowledgeable in any of those things, or if you know somebody that might be, definitely feel free to reach out to us, join our Discord, or even ask around, and we can most certainly get you in touch with the right people to fill you in on what still needs done, and what still needs done up to this point. Same can be said for the manga translation as well. So if you would like to help with that, or if you'd like to donate to the cause and help see to it that it gets done faster, you can also donate to it through Variant's crowdfunding in the link below as well, so that we can commission to have some of those extra lines translated and kind of make things a little easier on the translators and the cleaners. So all they have to do is typesetting and just make it look pretty for each patch. Just as a friendly reminder, as well as far as community is concerned, as our ongoing Ori Meta contest in the official Project Rising Beetle server, with a theme of steampunk to celebrate my upcoming 4-year anniversary for the Medarot News Network. We have a couple of entries in there right now in the first couple of weeks of the contest going live, so we are looking forward to seeing lots and lots of entries by the time the event does end. We are running from the 6th of May to the 1st of August, so there is plenty of time for you to put something together and submit it. And if you have questions on that, or if you're looking for templates or guides, we do have channels in the Discord server as well that you can read for all the rules and all of your tools and assistive tools as well. Looking forward to seeing when all that comes out, and the top winners will be receiving personalized concept art by yours truly when we do officially decide on the number of winners relative to the number of entries. So looking forward to seeing all those end by the time August comes around. Now, one final note as well, as a friendly reminder, I am going to be having yet another Ori Meta stream. I'm actually having quite a lot of fun with these, so definitely looking forward to having more in the future. Having another Ori Meta collab stream with a friend of mine, my dear friend Grimalkin, will be joining me this coming Sunday, May 25th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So looking forward to having her on the channel with me again, as once again, rinse and repeat, we will be making a brand new Ori Meta never before seen from the ground up. So do make sure you stay tuned with us here on the MNN then this coming Sunday evening to tune in with us and have some fun as we come up with yet another original design from the ground up as a collaborative effort. One final note before I do wrap us up, as a friendly reminder, I am always open for commission on the topic of art, so if you are looking for a live 2D model ready to rig, 3D model with the work, standard art, or emote bundles as well, I am more than happy to try to help you make something happen. My prices here, I like to believe, are very affordable as well, especially for new people that are just starting out and looking for something just to kind of help get them started. I will do just about anything, including mecha, which I don't see a lot of artists really having a lot of specialty in, but I will, of course, will not do any NSFW core, so just something to keep in mind if you do plan to reach out. You can contact me on Twitter, Discord, or Blue Sky at Isagamikura, so if you want to inquire on that or make something happen, I am absolutely more than happy to help you try to coordinate a bill for what you're looking for and make something happen. But with all that being said, that does basically cover everything for this week's episode. So, like I said, not a lot of new stuff. It's going to be a very nice, quiet, and respite week as we kind of recoup a little bit of our lost resources over a very heavy collab with Godzilla, and a couple of very solid weeks over Golden Week as well. But if you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever community that I do also run and manage on there. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below to keep an even closer ear to the ground on the action. This includes any new links to merchandise, fan art, contests, my weekly episodes, or anything else of the like. That is the first place you're going to hear it before it goes anywhere else on the net. You can also follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, or Discord at Isagamikura as well. So if you have any questions, feedback, comments, suggestions, or you want to collaborate with me, my DMs are always open for that very reason. So do not hesitate to drop a DM and say hello, and I can get to you when I can. Lastly, Do also give my friend Grimalkin a follow at Rana22644036957 for some wonderful off the wall stuff on their streams and on their channels as well. And of course Flintlock GP, who I've not touched on for quite some time, but also does a lot of really great Medarot artwork in the community as well. So definitely give both of them a follow and keep them updated in your feeds. But once again, as a reminder, I do have another update on that secret announcement coming live at the end of this episode, so do make sure you watch it to the very end. But with all that being said, as always, I do appreciate you all for stopping in, just as you always do. And until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.